solicitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down.
So Shannon Sharpe is being accused of sexual assault and rape. There is a young woman, she is now in her early 20s, but she says that she met Shannon Sharpe when she was 19 years old in a gym in Los Angeles back in 2023.
Y'all, it looks like Uncle Shay Shay is out here saying black bunnies never, snow bunnies forever, settlement in 5, because he is out here trending again, and not because of some hot take on First Take or some wild Uncle Shay Shay meme. No, this time it's real messy. A side chick just dropped some serious tea on him and it ain't cute. We're talking about disturbing voice messages, wild text receipts, and allegations that could completely wreck his image, and he might have to kiss Club Shay Shay goodbye. But now people are online asking the question no one ever expected. Is Shannon Sharpe obsessed with snow bunnies and using this fame to get what he wants out of these young girls? Because this lawsuit just opened up Pandora's box and it's looking like Uncle Shay Shay's whole private life is about to be on blizzast. So let's get into it because there's a whole lot to cover. A woman previously known as just Jane Doe, or aka Gabriella Zuniga, just filed a massive lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe in Nevada. She's accusing him of sexually assaulting her multiple times between late 2024 and early 2025. Yeah, y'all, not just one incident, apparently there's multiple, and she's asking for $50 million in damages. Now, according to this Jane Doe Zuniga, she met Shannon at a gym in 2023 when she was only 20 years old, and from there things moved fast. She says Shannon was blowing up her phone demanding she come over to his Beverly Glen mansion. Eventually they started what she described as a consensual relationship, but y'all, it didn't stay sweet like that for long, allegedly. She's now calling the relationship controlling and verbally abusive, and her lawyer Tony Busby claims Shannon wanted total control over her, telling her where to be, what to do, and expecting her to drop everything for him whenever he called. Basically, control that was given red flags all day.
In a gym in Los Angeles back in 2023, and she says that because of what she experienced, and she says that she alleges that it was brutal, like it was very she wants $50 million in exchange. So this was filed late Sunday in Nevada by attorney Tony Busby. Now, this woman is alleging that Shannon Sharpe her multiple times over the course of a 2-year relationship. The relationship that they had was sexual and parts of it were consensual, but she says during their relationship, because he was physically stronger, a lot older than her, like 30 some years older than her, and just, more powerful, he began to get really, but at this point she was already in it.
But it doesn't stop there, because in the lawsuit she says that there was one moment that absolutely terrified her. During an argument, she says Shannon started yelling with the clearly visible in the room. She tried to share her location with her friends in case something went down, but Shannon allegedly caught her doing it. And his reaction, allegedly grabbing her by the neck and threatening, "If you ever do that again, I'll end you." Like, what? So according to Miss Jane Doe Zuniga, things got even darker after Shannon Sharpe's viral Instagram live moment. You know, the one, the now infamous rant where he was popping off and the whole internet was watching? Yeah, well, Jane says that was the turning point. After that IG storm, she claimed she tried to end things for good. But here's where it gets real disturbing, because she says Shannon didn't take the rejection well. On October 2024, she alleges he forced himself on her while she was crying and begging him to stop. She calls it a brutal and traumatic experience, but that wasn't the only time. She also claims that in January 2025, Shannon promised her a birthday and a Christmas gift, told her to come over, and then allegedly forced himself on her again. According to her, it wasn't just physical, it was psychological. The whole thing left her broken, scared, and ready to fight back legally. That's exactly what she's doing with this lawsuit. Now, if you thought that this case couldn't get any crazier, TMZ said, hold my mic, because just a day after Shannon's legal team denied all the allegations, an audio recording dropped, and y'all, it's definitely wild. In the clip, you can hear a man's voice, allegedly Shannon Sharpe, on the phone with Jane Doe, and he straight up says, "If you say that word one more time, I'ma effing choke the ish out of you when I see you." Now let that sink in for a second, y'all. Jane's voice can be heard responding. There was some breaks and pauses. She said, "I don't want to be choked." And the man replies, "Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter." Now, some folks is saying that they was role playing, but most people were just floored because fans couldn't believe what they was hearing. Was this really Shannon? Was this AI? This wasn't just a messy breakup or he said, she said. This was an alleged evidence of verbal and coercion broadcast to the world. Now here's where things flip again, because Shannon's legal team was like, not so fast. They dropped their own batch of receipts, alleged text messages between him and Jane Doe Zuniga that paint a whole different picture. And let's just say they are explicit. In one message, she allegedly told him, put a dog collar around my neck, and in another, tie me up and do bad things to me. Shannon's lawyer, Lonnie Davis, is using these messages to argue that their relationship was fully consensual, mutual, and even initiated by her more often than not. They even claim she once joked $25,000 for each cheek in reference to her backside and said she wanted $50K to come over. Well, Shannon's team says these text messages prove that she was not forced into doing anything and that the lawsuit is just a money grab gone nuclear. But Jane's lawyer fought back, saying none of those texts were from after the assault. And if anything, they were trying to manipulate the timeline to paint her as the villain. But here's where things take a whole different turn online. Once all this news started trending, people started looking back at Shannon Sharpe's dating history. And let's just say, the internet has its thoughts and theories. Some fans were calling him out for being obsessed with what they call snow bunnies, aka the Caucasian women. Some people even joked that this case felt like the plot of a messy reality show about an ex-NFL player and his fetish getting him caught up. Even Monique had something to say about it. In her last clip on Club Shay Shay, Monique was saying,
but someone said Shannon Sharpe don't mess with black women.
Mm-hmm.
And
before you go any further, can I say this?
Please.
My grandmother told me something when I was a little boy. She said, boy, never chase a lie.
Come on, baby. Come on. Come on.
Why?
And you never said that, right?
I've never said.
Okay, so that's why I said,
I got black kids.
that's what I said. I said, them babies black.
Yes.
They not confusing.
Yes.
We ain't trying to see if she Latin or Dominican, they black. They mama got black. Everybody that Shannon messed with was black,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Black, okay? You a football player with a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into a city and you was in your prime, you had your pick. It's no different for a woman.
yeah, y'all, that clip definitely aged well and went viral again real fast, and the internet ran with it. People started pulling up pictures, past interviews, old tweets, trying to connect the dots and see if Shannon really only dates white women. But to be fair, Shannon did respond, saying his grandma had warned him against such things and he shouldn't even bother responding. That was his way of saying, stop the nonsense. He was making it clear that he doesn't only date white women and that he's raised black children, so don't try to paint him with that brush. Still, it didn't kill the rumors, because now, with all these allegations swirling, people are tying it back to that rumor and saying Shannon might be reckless with who he chases and why.
That's why I said,
I got black kids.
that's what I said. I said, them babies black.
Yes.
They not confusing.
Yes.
We ain't trying to see if she Latin or Dominican, they black. They mama got black. Everybody that Shannon messed with was black.
Yes.
Right?
And now we gotta talk about Jane Doe Zuniga's lawyer, Tony Busby. Yes, y'all, this is the same notorious Tony Busby who has been the mastermind behind several high-profile lawsuits, particularly ones going after black women with that money. You gotta wonder, is this his thing now? Because so far he has a reputation and it's not for winning. People are starting to question if this man is fixated on going after successful black athletes and celebs. Because just a few months ago, this is the same lawyer who was all up in Jay-Z's business trying to link him to some wild accusations too.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million, What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do.
And guess what that case got dismissed? And now here we are. Shannon Sharpe's name is in the headlines right around the time he's about to lock in a $100 million media deal. Coincidence, or is it just feeling like a pattern? But let's not forget, Shannon's been building an empire. From Club Shay Shay to ESPN, his career is at an all-time high. That kind of money and attention, yeah, it can attract some lawsuits like bees to honey. Now, some people are online calling this a cash grab, plain and simple. Others are wondering if this is a strategic timing by someone looking to get paid before the ink dries on Shannon's next contract. But this is the part that really's got people talking. Word in the streets is that there's an actual 10-minute video of this alleged. Guess what? The plaintiff's lawyer supposedly offered Shannon $10 million of hush money settlement to keep it quiet. But get this, they turned it down. They want that full $50 million. They don't want that 10. And now the lawyers are threatening to drop a 30-second clip of the video. And y'all, it could be game over for Shannon's reputation if it's out there. But here's the twist. Shannon's been begging to release the 10-minute full video. He's pleading for it, claiming that the full footage would show a completely different side of what went down. Now put in the comments if y'all want them to release it, because if it paints Shannon in a better light, this could turn everything around, right? We might be a little grossed out, but it could clear his name. Either way, it's gonna get a whole lot uglier.
Type you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans.
Now before we go all conspiracy theory crazy, let's look at some of the things that's harder to brush off. The Instagram live slip up. Oh, Michelle. That one's a little trickier to explain, and it had the whole internet talking. Now, if you remember, Shannon accidentally said he went live while getting intimate with a woman. The camera didn't show anything, but that audio was crystal clear. You could hear everything that went down. He later admitted it was an accident, said he didn't even know he was live, and called it one of the most embarrassing moments of his life on his Nightcap podcast with Ocho Cinco. Shannon said he was just being a healthy, active male, but the damage was already done.
And then after I called my agent, the agency, I called ESPN after I'm like, I just got this good, tell them the truth. I said, I just got to tell them the truth. My phone wasn't hacked. It wasn't a prank. It was me being a healthy, active male. I mean, y'all thought I was bull jiving. Hey, I'll get it in. Real talk. Hey, Ocho, see, I know, man, Unc be lying, Unc lying. Unc ain't lying.
Come on, man.
He sparks hard, Ocho. And, you know, I hit one early this morning.
Come on, man.
In all sincerity, I'm extremely embarrassed that a very, very private, intimate situation, the audio can be heard. And I'm extremely disappointed in myself. 5 minutes before I came on, phone rings. It's Cat Williams.
But this is where it gets even messier. Some people say he leaked it on purpose to shut down rumors that he was on a DL. Now, for a while, some haters online have been whispering that Shannon might not even be into women. In that IG Live moment, well, it felt like he was trying to prove a point.
5 minutes before I came on, phone rings. It's Cat Williams. So I said, yeah, bro, what's up? The first thing out of his mouth, guess what he said, Ocho?
Wow.
You ain't gay today?
Hey, listen.
I said, man.
Listen.
Said, come on, Cat. He said,
And this is the funny thing about it. Now, you remember all the people talking trash and saying whatever they had to say, trying to assassinate your character, that you might be this, you might be this, or whatever it may be. So hell, I mean, I'm sitting back, I'm thinking, well, hey, it was a goddamn Michelle, it wasn't a Michael. Huh? You feel me? It wasn't a Michelle. It wasn't a Michael, it was a Michelle.
Yeah.
So, and You know, we human, huh? We human. Now something that we all partake in. We all partake in horizontal and vertical activity. That's everybody. That's everybody in the chat.
Did he really go live by mistake? Drop it in the comments. Or was he just trying to silence the rumors before they caught fire? But either way, the internet never forgets. And now that Jane Doe's story is out, people are digging all the way back through his online history, looking for signs, receipts, and anything else that could connect these dots. But here's the thing. No matter how much Shannon tries to defend himself, people are still dragging him through the mud. And it's not just about the video no more. It's the real heat he's catching over this age gap. Because there's two ages that's going around. There's at age 20 and then there's an age 19. But let's be real, Shannon's a lot older than both of those ages. So you already know that the streets are saying. People are like, I know he didn't expect a 19-year-old to keep her mouth shut. And it's not looking good for him. The truth is, even if she was wrong, there's no reason for Shannon to be out here complaining. I mean, really, it's giving grooming vibes at this point. And let's not forget, Hollywood's been full of mess like this lately. We've seen it with dudes like Diddy, and now he's about to face a trial.
Yeah, it was just the most random.
So it might have been some parties at your house.
Oh my God. You ever was at a Diddy party?
No,
Never?
I ain't never been invited. I ain't that big. I mean, maybe if I was in the position that I'm in now, but back then, no. I don't get invited to no parties, bro. Plus, I'm a homebody.
Do you like partying or no? Nah, yeah. I feel
I just like to be to myself, man.
I feel that.
You know.
I feel that.
They see me, I'm in the airport, or I'm going point A to point. Mainly when people see me, I'm in the airport, I'm at the gym.
So is this really a surprise? With everything going down in the industry right now, it almost feels like Shannon's just the latest in a long line of old men getting caught up in these kind of situations. Now, whether you believe Shannon or Jane Doe, Zuniga, there's no denying this case is shaking up his brand. Brands are definitely watching. Networks are watching too, and fans, they're a little bit divided. Now, some people are calling for ESPN to suspend him until more is known, and others are saying Jane Doe is cloud chasing and using this fame to bag a check. But here's the kicker. Shannon hasn't really said much outside of his legal team, and insiders are already whispering that this could lead to a quiet break from TV or worse. Some are even wondering if this will affect his contracts with Club Shay Shay or his role with First Take. But let's be real for a millisecond. Disney don't play when it comes to scandals like this. They got their own issues. So now the question is, will Shannon Sharpe survive this? Is this just a bitter ex twisting a story, or is this the moment of truth that finally catches up with old Uncle Shay Shay? Drop your thoughts and comments down below, because if you made it this far, you've already deep into the drama, so you make sure you leave a little like, smash, subscribe, and notification bell so you don't miss what happens next, because the way that this story is evolving, it's looking like it might be a settlement of 5, so you can't miss the next update.